Exterior, alleyway, night. We move silently, almost ghostly, through the empty, dank alleyway. We're flanked by overflowing dumpsters, puddles of urine and graffiti. Barbed wire gleams in the moonlight. At the end of the alleyway, the strange orange glow of street lamps beckons us. Exterior street continuous, shop fronts with shutters down, homeless people in doorways. We move past a rowdy pub, the bass from the music slicing into the silence of the night. A large bouncer watches us pass, his cold stare daring us. We stop outside the bookies. Its angelic fluorescent white light spills out onto the street. We move towards the door. Interior bookies continuous, a crowded table of desperate-looking punters watches a greyhound race on the TV. Standing in the far corner, gripping his betting slip tightly, we find Alan, 56, shabby, greasy, tired, his back crooked from hibernating away from the world within his own body. A shared groan echoes throughout the shop. Betting slips are crumpled and discarded. Alan looks at the floor. Interior bus, night, close on. Alan's reflection in the window, the portrait of a truly lonely man. He holds his Velcro wallet. A teenage couple flirting. Alan watches them tenderly until...
What are you looking at?
Alan looks away shyly and begins to count his loose change. Later, on the bus, it begins to slow, and in the background we see the teens make their way down the gangway. Just as they're about to step off the bus, smack! The young lad hits the change out of Alan's hands and runs off into the night, laughing. Without protest, Alan climbs onto his hands and knees and begins to pick up the money from his sticky, grotty floor. He freezes. Underneath one of the seats, hiding behind a receipt, something sparkles. Alan's shaky hand reaches out and snatches up a silver dime. His thumb glides across Roosevelt's face. It glistens in the light, winking at him. Interior corner shop, night. Polish music plays as we move through the empty aisles. We follow Alan as he approaches the counter where the employee watches a film on his laptop. Alan puts his bread, milk and a bouquet of flowers on the counter and waits for the employee to look up from his laptop.
8:20.
Alan takes out his wallet, counts out his change.
6, 7, 8.
He tips out the wallet. The silver dime bounces onto the counter. The employee and Alan both watch the spinning coin until it gradually slows to a stop, gleaming up at them. The employee goes to pick up the dime when Alan suddenly slaps his hand down over it. The two men analyze each other, Alan surprised by his own possessiveness over his newfound treasure. Exterior street, night. Alan trudges down the empty street carrying the bread and flowers. No milk. Interior landing, night. Letters addressed to Alan. Mr. Alan Hyde, final notice. NHS, final reminder. The door to the grotty bedsit opens and pushes the letters and junk mail aside. We follow Alan as he tiptoes up the dark, winding stairway. We reach the third floor and Alan's padlocked door. Alan's room continuous. The room is dank and messy, but more importantly, it's his own. Alan hangs up his jacket on the back of the door and moves to the homemade kitchen in the bathroom. He turns on the cabinet light, boils the kettle and chucks a tea bag in a stained mug.
Black it is.
He fills up a glass with water, takes the flowers out of their plastic wrapping and arranges them in the glass.
I've got a present for you.
We follow Alan into the main room. He turns on the light, a lone hanging bulb, and stands before the bed.
Ta-da! Well, do you like them?
You can't see who Alan's talking to.
I'll put them up here.
As Alan places the flowers on the shelf, we pull focus to find a life-size blow-up sex doll in a quaint dress, sitting up in bed. This is Hannah. Alan sits on the edge of the bed, fixes Hannah's lopsided wig and gives her a kiss on the cheek.
I love you, Hannah.
He stares at Hannah, willing her to speak, willing her to react, to breathe, to live. Interior Alan's room, morning. An eye, cold, dead, unblinking. We pull out to find it belongs to Hannah. She stares at us. Morning sunshine spills through the dusty window. Alan lies asleep next to her, his arm around her waist. Suddenly, Alan awakes violently. He flails, gasping for breath. In his panic, it takes a moment for him to realise where he is until he finds Hannah. At the sight of her, he instantly relaxes, catching his breath.
Oh, good morning, my love.
Later, Quick shots of the toilet flushing, the shower turned on, the kettle boils, a mug of tea is made. Alan inspects the wardrobe full of women's clothes.
Oh, it's going to be hot. Something light, don't you think?
A quaint summer dress is neatly folded into a large rucksack, followed by a picnic blanket, sun cream and umbrella.
We'll grab some sandwiches at the station.
Alan stands before Hannah, holding a bicycle pump.
Ready?
Interior train, day. You'd hardly notice Alan if you weren't looking. Crammed into a two-seater, body pressed tightly into the window, head down, back hunched. His arms rest protectively on the rucksack. He watches the city outside turn to lush green countryside. Countryside day. Alan moves gently through a copse. He stops and listens to the birds singing. He looks up at the bright blue sky. Lake. The lake is beautiful. Geese and ducks swim lazily over the calm black water. Reeds sway in the balmy breeze. But a strange, squeaky, airy noise reverberates through this tranquil setting. We slowly reveal Alan reinflating Hannah back up, the crumpled form of plastic slowly morphing into the figure of a naked woman with large, hideous breasts. Moments later, Alan and Hannah are sitting together on the picnic rug by the side of the lake. Hannah is wearing the summer dress, a pashmina, and a pair of cheap sunglasses that sit haphazardly on her face. She's sitting in the shade of the umbrella so as not to melt. Alan gently lays half a sandwich onto Hannah's lap.
Beautiful, isn't it? I promised you that one day we'll live somewhere like this, in a little cottage, with a dog. And on cold winter nights, we'll all cuddle up in front of a log fire. I'll make sure of it. You love me, don't you, Hannah? Tell me that you love me.
Hannah's complacent, lifeless face once again just stares straight ahead. With a deep sigh, Alan gets up and walks towards the edge of the lake. He looks out over the water, lost, alone, sad. He puts his hand in his pocket and reacts with surprise as he finds the shiny silver dime. He studies it, turning it over and over in his hand. And then an idea. Alan closes his eyes, breathes in deeply, and flicks the dime into the lake. It's as if time has stopped. Birds singing, the breeze stops rustling through the reeds, the sound of lapping water vanishes. There's just silence. Alan's eyes stay tightly shut for a beat, and then...
Oh, Alan?
Alan's eyes shoot open. No, it can't be. His mouth opens and forms a soft, gentle...
Hello?
Can you hear me?
As if in slow motion, Alan turns around to find Hannah staring at him. She's still very much a plastic doll.
Alan, I can talk.
Hannah's mouth doesn't move when she speaks. In fact, nothing about her has changed at all, except that Alan can hear her.
Hannah!
He runs to Hannah and embraces her in complete bliss. He touches her face, strokes her synthetic hair.
Oh, my love!
A montage. Alan and Hannah sit on a picnic blanket. Alan talks, but also is seen listening and reacting to Hannah. They're on a rowboat. Hannah awkwardly placed opposite Alan as he rows. He laughs with joy, nodding and smiling at her. Alan lies on Hannah's lap. He has to use his own hand for her to stroke his hair. Alan sits up and kisses Hannah on the mouth passionately. Exterior lake continuous. He looks directly into her eyes.
Today has been...
Wonderful. Thank you.
His lips brush Hannah's plastic ones.
It'll get dark soon. Let's go home.
Alan begins to pack everything away into the rucksack. He picks up the bicycle pump.
Alan, please, not that. It hurts me.
Hurts you? I didn't realize.
I couldn't tell you until now.
How do I get you home?
Interior train, night. Alan is in the middle of his worst nightmare. No matter how hard he tries to melt into his seat, everyone on the train is staring at him. After all, he's sitting next to a blow-up sex doll. Sniggers echo down the carriage.
Ignore them.
Alan holds her hand. The things we do for love. We're close on Alan's eyes as he shuts them tight. The train enters a tunnel and we see Alan's eyes open. But we're now in Alan's room, morning. Birdsong drifts its way over him. The sun gently pitches in on his face. He turns over with a smile to find Hannah facing him.
Morning.
At the sound of her voice, Alan grins widely. It wasn't a dream after all. Alan's room, morning. He puts on his jacket. His keys jangle as he places them in his pocket.
Where are you going?
A meeting at the job centre.
Can I come?
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea.
Are you ashamed of me?
Of course I'm not.
But I thought we would spend the day together.
Hannah's dead stare seems to burn into Alan.
I guess I could miss it today. Oh, what would you like to do?
Street, morning. Alan strides through the city with a big smile on his face. He carries a newspaper and 2 cups of coffee, which he holds aloft proudly as if to say, I have a girlfriend. Alan's room, day. Alan and Hannah sit up in bed doing the crossword. Later, they watch an old black and white romantic film on the tiny television. They're both dressed up like they're on a date. Alan's room, night. Alan and Hannah sit opposite each other on a makeshift table eating pot noodles. Well, Alan eats his. Tiny candles illuminate the room. A record spins on the record player. Anna picks Hannah up and begins to sway with her to the music. It's a strange sight to behold, one that's both sweet and pathetic. We follow the soft plastic face of Hannah as she's swayed around the room. We close in on her expressionless face, tighter and tighter and tighter until we fade out. Interior Alan's room, day. Time lapse as we pan around the drastically changed room. It's no longer messy and chaotic, but clean and organised. Alan's possessions have been replaced with more feminine touches. Pillows, mirrors, plants, etc. Cheap, Poundland. A dressing table by the window. We see wigs, makeup and accessories neatly placed upon it. A calendar is tacked to one of the walls. From the crossed-off chores, we can see that a few months have passed. We move towards the bathroom. As we draw closer, we can hear a scrubbing noise. Bathroom, Alan on his hands and knees scrubbing the already sparkling toilet in his marigolds. He notices something on the floor by the toilet. He gently picks it up. A tiny blue pill. Alan studies it with faint recognition. He's jolted back into reality by
Alan.
Alan's room. Hannah is no longer in soft, fluttery dresses. Now it's all about cocktail dresses, cropped faux pear jackets and big bouffant wigs. She reclines like a Cleopatra on the bed.
Yes, my love?
What day is it?
Tuesday.
It's the 7th, Alan. They should have paid in our benefit, remember?
Oh.
Is there a problem?
No. I just forget.
You always do. Have you finished scrubbing the toilet?
Yes.
Show me.
Alan gently lifts Hannah up and carries her to the bathroom.
I suppose that'll do. Take me back to the bed.
Alan returns back with Hannah and gently puts her down again.
Watch the hair.
Sorry.
Have you got the shopping list?
Yes. I'll see you soon. I love you.
Moments later, Alan closes the door and pulls a letter from his jacket pocket. He looks behind him to his room, shamefully. Park, later. Alan is sitting on a bench. He takes the letter out from his jacket and tears it open. Close on. Dear Mr. Hyde, you didn't attend a meeting with your work coach at 11:20 a.m. on 18th of September 2020 at Bethnal Green. Unfortunately, due to this not being the first missed appointment, we've had to stop your payments. The letter crumples in Alan's hand. Streets, night. Alan walks aimlessly like a zombie through the city streets. A bottle smashes in the distance, waking him back into reality. We notice he's in the grotty, dark alleyway from the opening scene. Knowing this isn't where he should be, Alan quickens his pace. He's just about to reach the end of the alleyway when, slam, he's thrown against the wall.
Money, now.
Alan reaches into his pocket and the mugger snatches his Velcro wallet. He looks inside.
This it? Fuck's sake.
Please. I'm sorry, please.
The mugger rips his fist up and with a brutality no man deserves, least of all Alan, he hammers down onto Alan's face. Bone cracks, blood spurts, punch after punch after punch, total raw violence. And with that, the mugger's gone.
Oh.
Alan slides down against the piss-covered wall, blood pouring from his nose and mouth. Alan's room, night. A blooded Alan enters the room to find Hannah sitting in the exact same spot that he left her.
Where have you been? Where's the shopping?
They've stopped our payment.
Alan collapses into a heap and passes out. Bathroom, night. Alan pours some boiling water onto his pot noodle. He catches his reflection in the mirror and stares at the battered man before him. We stay on that reflection for a beat too long. Alan's room night. He carefully attempts to climb into bed next to Hannah, now in her silk nightie, watching TV. He looks in agony and whelps in pain as he finally sits down.
Oh, quit feeling so sorry for yourself all the time. It's boring.
Sorry.
Sorry. It's always sorry. Man up, Alan. We have no money. The little we did have is gone because you can't protect yourself. If I'd had that dime, I'd have wished for a real man.
Alan's clearly hurt and confused over this lashing out.
I'm sorry. I know.
Turn it over. I'm bored of this show.
Alan places his steaming pot noodle between his legs and reaches over Hannah to grab the remote when suddenly Hannah topples over, knocking the pot noodle onto Alan's lap.
Oh,
Alan leaps up in shock. His crotch is steaming. He grabs the glass with the flowers in it and throws the water over his groin. He stares at Hannah, his face full of fear and horror.
Well, what are you going to do?
nothing.
I thought so.
The audience on the television laughs as Alan limps away to the bathroom. Alan awakes later with a jolt. It takes him a minute to figure out what's awoken him, and when he does, it scares him. Hannah is sobbing. Well, the sounds of her sobbing. There are no tears in her painted fake eyes.
Hannah, what's wrong?
What are we going to do? We're broke.
I'll sort something. I promise you.
Like the cottage in the country. You promised me that too.
These words cut deep into Alan. She's right. He's pathetic. Alan's room morning. He's circling jobs in the newspaper. He has a desperate urgency about him.
Good morning, handsome.
Morning.
Well, where's my morning kiss then?
A smile breaks across Alan's face. He kisses her on the cheek.
What are we feeling today?
He opens up the closet and pulls out one of Hannah's sharp-looking cocktail dresses.
No, I want you to choose.
Alan's overcome with gratitude. He picks a quaint little pinafore number and begins to dress her.
I've been looking for jobs.
Good boy.
You look gorgeous.
You like it when I look a certain way for you, don't you? Would you look a certain way for me?
I guess so.
It's only natural to want to be attracted to your lover, isn't it?
What did you have in mind?
Alan's room day. He's prostrate on the floor, red in the face, drenched in sweat, and looks exhausted. He's attempting to do press-ups. Hannah is perched on the edge of the bed, her head tilted down to watch him.
Come on, one more.
Alan struggles to push back and collapses into a heap.
I can't.
Don't you want to look strong and sexy for me?
Alan tries one more time to push himself off the floor. The veins in his head look as if they're going to burst. His eyes strain with the pressure. Blood drips from his injured nose.
Go, go!
Almost there, so close. He collapses again.
Useless. What are you doing? No wonder you got mugged. Pathetic. What kind of man can't even manage a few press-ups? Do it again, you fat lump. Get up and do it again.
I can't do it anymore. Just shut up, you bitch.
Put me to bed. Now.
Alan aggressively picks Hannah up and violently straightens her into a lying position, then throws her on the bed so she's facing away from him. He stands bedside, breathing deeply, the anger coursing through his veins. His breathing begins to slow. His face falls into remorse.
I'm sorry. Hannah, I didn't mean to.
I hate you.
Alan looks as if he could cry. He turns, grabs his jacket and leaves the room. Bookies. Night. Alan enters the den of the slot machines, TV screens and body odour. The inhabitants a ragtag bunch of rough-looking men, some you wouldn't want starting on you and others you wouldn't even notice if they did. He studies the men before him, the men he once belonged to, but not one single man notices him. They may be alone together in the same space, but they're all deeply alone, an institution for lonely men. Alan's room, night. Alan cuddles up into Hannah's lap like a sick pet.
I'll change. I'll do anything for you. Anything you want.
I've got you. I've got you.
In each scene now, Alan looks more and more weak and feeble. He works out, struggling through the pain. He dresses Hannah, brushes her hair and sprays her with perfume. He finishes scrubbing the toilet and ticks off more chores on the calendar. At night, he sleeps on a blanket next to the bed. Hannah has it to herself. Alan double circles a job in the newspaper. Alan puts on his dusty suit and tie. He turns to Hannah so she can inspect him. He kisses her on the cheek and leaves the room. We hold on Hannah. Interior landing continuous. Alan stops by the front door, clearly nervous.
Hello, my name is Alan Hyde. I'm here about the job.
Oh, hello.
A middle-aged, kind-eyed woman stands in the doorway. She holds up a blue lanyard.
Alan Hyde. I'm Denise. I'm just checking in today as we haven't seen you at the clinic for... Oh my God, what happened to your face?
I...
Have you been taking your medication, Alan?
From her perspective, we suddenly truly see how terrible Alan looks. Thin, hurt, bruised, vulnerable.
Leave us alone!
Us? Alan, I need you to come with me, okay, lovely? Let's get you to the clinic and we can have a nice cuppa and a chat. How does that sound?
Go away!
Interior Alan's room continuous. Alan bursts into the room. He looks wild, desperate. He moves towards the window. Outside, the woman with the lanyard shouts up to his window.
Alan, please let me help you.
He slides down the wall.
We have to go, or they'll take you away again.
Alan nods at her through tears. Lake, evening. It's elegantly peaceful. The breeze whistles through the trees. The setting sun caresses the lapping water. Alan stands in the same spot he was when he made his wish, but he's changed in so many ways. Battered, bruised, burnt, sick. Hannah sits on the grass next to him.
They want to split us apart again.
Said you wanted to help me.
I help you. I look after you. Look what I've done for you. I've saved you, because I always come back, don't I? No matter what they force on you, I always come back, Alan.
As Hannah talks, Alan covers his ears with his hands. It's as if we've just plunged underwater, everything muffled, the breeze, the water, every sound except Hannah's voice. It's as clear as ever, right there. Alan portrays no fear, no surprise, just understanding.
You're in my head.
I can't let them take you from me. You know what you have to do.
Alan picks up Hannah and steps into the lake. Before he knows it, he's up to his waist in water.
That's right. Just a little further. Then we'll be together forever. Isn't that what you wished for?
No. My wish never came true.
Then swiftly, in a flash, he submerges Hannah underwater. He rips open her inflating socket and pushes with all his might. The water violently bubbles with the oxygen from Hannah, her life force fading bubble by bubble until silence. Alan lets go of the floppy, deflated plastic shell of a body and watches it float away over the lake.
You love me, don't you, Hannah? Tell me you love me.
We hold on Alan's face and zoom in tight on his eye. Cold, dead, unblinking. The end.